Hi, I'm Pastor David with Declaration Church, and yesterday I was reading through a portion of Numbers, and I found a passage that really stuck out to me because it drew a contrast between who I was and the type of person that I am from time to time, or probably all the time if we're going to be honest, and the way that I react to situations, and the way that someone else in Scripture reacted to certain situations. I have a tendency to want to always be right. And so I got really good at finding ways to twist the facts from time to time when I appeared to be wrong or really was wrong, in fact, so that I could make it look like I wasn't wrong in the first place. I was actually right the whole time because I like to defend myself. I hate to be wrong. I don't like to be attacked. I don't like to feel like someone is complaining about me or complaining to me about things I've said or done. I don't like being the source of somebody else's complaint. I don't want somebody to tell me I shouldn't do something or I should not have done something or said something. I don't like people telling me that I am wrong. And so I got really good at defending myself. I have a tendency to get very defensive when I feel attacked. And I came across this passage and it reminded me of that tendency. And it showed me a way that maybe is better than the way that I am used to dealing with situations like that. It's in Numbers chapter 20, starting in verse 6. And in this situation, the people of Israel, they're walking through the wilderness. They've gotten to the border of the promised land, didn't go in. God then said, you're going to all die in the wilderness, this generation. And the next generation, I'm going to bring them into the promised land. And so they've begun their 40 years of wandering around in the wilderness, or it rounds up to 40 once you get through the whole thing. And the people come to Moses and they start to complain because they're in a place where there isn't any water. And they just start to complain about how he's brought them out of Egypt and this land of plenty. And he hasn't taken them into a land of plenty. And there isn't any water and they're all going to die. And why in the world would he lead them out into this wilderness to die? And my reaction at that point would be completely to try and defend myself and defend God and all that he's done and remind people of what God has done. But that's not what we see Moses do. It's not what we see Aaron do. In fact, their reaction is recorded in these two verses. I'm going to read it for you. It says, then, right after the complaints were heard, Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly. So they left this group of people, and it says they went from their presence to the entrance of the tent of meeting. So they went where they knew they could meet with God. They went out away from the crowd and they found a place where they could meet with God. And it says, and they fell on their faces. And the glory of Yahweh, the glory of the Lord appeared to them. And Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, and then it continues on, it tells about what God said to Moses. See, rather than reacting and trying to defend themselves, trying to defend God and what had taken place over the several years that had gone by, they stopped, they left the situation, they left the people, and they took time, fell on their faces before God, and they sought him, and they listened. And the most amazing thing happened. God actually spoke into the situation. I know that if I take time to listen to what God has to say about the situations and the things that I'm facing, that generally things work out better than if I just react with my natural reaction. If I just jump in and my natural tendencies take over, I let my emotions carry me through the situation, things don't tend to work out as well as if I let God speak into the situation and carry me through. And so maybe you're in a place today where you're really struggling with a situation. Maybe somebody has come and they've really said some things or done some things, maybe even not to you directly, but you've heard about it in a roundabout way. Rumors are going around about you. You feel like you're being attacked. And you want to jump out there and defend yourself. Maybe throw out a post on social media that's passive aggressive, or go straight to the person that you think is has started all of this and just really jump down their throat and correct them and straighten the situation out, I would recommend that maybe you take a second, step away from the situation, fall on your face before God and really seek Him. Let Him answer and speak into the situation and then really defend you. That's what happens in this passage. Moses and Aaron, they go before God. They fall on their faces before Him. They seek Him. He speaks into the situation, and then He defends Himself and them through amazing acts of power and a display of His sovereignty. Sometimes when we just react, we actually get in God's way. So my recommendation to you is take some time today to step away from those situations where you're feeling attacked, where they're inspiring feelings of anger or defensiveness. Take a step back. Take some time to really lay those things before God and let Him speak into them. And then act according to what He says, because God is going to speak to you. He's going to speak into that situation, and He's going to show you what needs to happen. I hope this was helpful. If so, give the video a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you've seen these videos and you find them beneficial, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Every time something gets posted, you'll get notified and you can continue to follow along with us. Again, I'm Pastor David with Declaration Church, and I'm out.